if there's a curse still there from something that you did before. So Islam, as you know, hates Christianity, hates Christians, hates Jews. It's not a religion of love, it's a religion of hate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so Muhammad, without going into all the details, but he basically conquered by the sword. He basically, that's been the history of Islam, is to, through bloodshed, to establish their religion.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, if you haven't renounced that, then part of that curse could still be on you. And here's the other thing. The Shahada. You know what that is? Where you have to, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. That's the Shahada. You've got to say that over and over. You probably taught as a kid to say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the Shahada is declaring a curse over yourself. It's a renunciation of the true God through Christ and putting Allah and Muhammad in the place of Jesus. So the Shahada is really a curse. You're speaking a curse over yourself because the curse, there's several curses that come with Islam without going into all the details. But for example, there is the curse of incest. Well, a lot of people don't think about that. But polygamy is incest in a technical sense. So you got the curse of incest, all right? And then you got the curse of all the bloodshed,
The violence.
the violence of enforcing Islam, okay? So, and you know, one of the most interesting things I've never really understood is that people in West Africa, it is the Muslims who started the slave trade to America. It was the Muslims who first enslaved them and sold them to the white man. And then they turn around to the very religion that made them slaves. It caused this whole horrible thing of slavery in America. So anyway, so I'm going to pray with you in a moment to renounce Islam, but also Muhammad, because you say there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. So to say that is a denial of Christ. Now I know you don't believe that, but you said it. That's like a contract that your parents, your dad drew up for you as a child and said, sign this contract that says Shahada.
That's right.
So you have to break that and renounce that. So we're going to do that today.
All right, sir.
You would be amazed. I've worked with a lot of people from Africa and other parts of the world who grew up Muslim, became Christian, and never did this. I'll tell you an interesting story. All right. This goes back maybe 15 years ago. So I was up in Canada, and some of the people in our ministry brought me to this gentleman who was Canadian, and he was a missionary to Muslim countries, and he had won thousands of Muslims to Christ. He was a great soul winner, and he was well known as a preacher to the Muslims, and I mean huge amounts of people had come to know the Lord. And I said, well, why did you come to see me? And he said, well, I'm struggling. And I said, well, and he was an ex-Muslim himself. I said, did you ever renounce Muhammad? And he said, well, no. I said, do you renounce Allah? He said, well, we were taught as missionaries to relate to Muslim people by interchangeably using the name of God and Allah because Allah is the name of God. And they said, yeah, but I said, it's not the same God,
That's
okay?
Mhm.
Right. So we're just having this nice, polite little conversation. And it's just him and me.
Mm.
We're in a big hotel room. It's kind of funny, actually. So there we are. And I said, well, I'm going to lead you in a prayer. And I didn't have anybody around. I started leading him in a prayer, and he assaulted me. And I ran. Man, it was hilarious. I was running around this room, and he was running after me, screaming profanities at the top of his lungs.
Wow.
And a bunch of men grabbed him and tackled him. I'll never forget
It was the demon.
Huh?
It was a
He
demon.
manifested demons.
Wow.
The minute I tried to get him to renounce Muhammad. And he was screaming, Muhammad is the prophet of God. This great soul winner. Muhammad is the prophet of God. We're running around this room. I tackled him, jumped on him. And then he came to. And he said, what am I
happened?
doing? What's going on here? So that's my story about, you have to renounce this
That's
stuff.
amazing.
You don't, you become a Christian, you're going to go to heaven. I'm preaching to the choir here. He never done that.
Wow.
So that's one of the things we have to do. So let's get back.